already augment ourselves. Essentially, we already never think alone. And these are some of the ways that we can think deliberately with other things. So, as an example, people speak of looking for inspiration. So I'm seeking inspiration. That could be a divergent way of thinking. So I'm looking for lots of inspiration to kind of feed into the process. But it also could be quite simply you're looking to augment the thinking that you've already got. You may already have some sort of intentional creative output. So if we speak very specifically, let's say you're trying to come up with a creative business idea, or you're trying to come up with a creative idea for a piece of content, you could go out and look at everybody else who's come up with those sort of ideas, and that could be deemed as inspiration. You could look at things that are either within or outside of the field, that could be deemed as inspiration, or you could inspire thought. So you could breathe life, inspire thought by intentionally trying to look to frameworks, as an example, to try to come up with the inspiration. A lot of people tend to hit their head against the wall until they've come up with an idea or come up with a solution for something. But very often it's about having the right sort of structure. Very often it's just being in the right state of mind. All of these things are a form, to me, I know it's not the technical term, but they're a form of augmentation of that thought. You don't have to come up with it all in isolation. You don't have to just sit and struggle with it or ruminate on thinking. There are ways that you could be inspired, and there are ways that you can, as an example, you can get into a flow state to try to think of something, to try to solve something. And that's another, to me, it's another way of augmenting the usual thinking process. You're just kind of slotting in to another way of thinking, another way of doing, another way of behaving. And so all of those things are, you can be intentional about it, you can be deliberate about that sort of practice.